Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Round Letter Podcast. Today is a big one. It's Chelsea versus Arsenal. I don't think I've ever I, I don't think I can remember any Chelsea Arsenal game that has been this big in recent times where it's like consequential. I think the last one I could think of, apart from the FA Cup final or even the UEFA Cup final, I think the one that comes to mind is the 2004 Champions League, when the Invincibles, where we knocked them out. So this is a big one, and today I have Dami and Uyi on the panel to dissect this game. My guys, how far are they?
Oh, yeah, we're
Never
good,
been better. Never
Nice
been
one,
more
nice one.
excited.
Yeah. So, but before I get into this game, both teams had very very big games in the Champions League last week, and they both came out in flying colors. In fact, those two results made this game even bigger than it was supposed to be. So, I just want to touch on those games, and then we go on to Sunday. So, I'll start with Chelsea Barca. Chelsea Barca 3-0. Uyi, I want you to tell me what you felt before that game and after the game.
I mean, Chelsea Barca 3-0, fantastic. I think a lot of pundits, a lot of punters, actually tipped Barcelona to beat Chelsea, knock us off the park at the bridge. Yamal was coming, was going to show on that and all of that. And just to point it out, people that downplayed our Club World Cup championship, they said we didn't play the champions of England. And champions of England are not there. Champions of Spain are not there. Let me just tell you now, as it stands, we beat the champions of England. We beat the champions of Spain in Barcelona. We beat the champions of what's the other place? Of France in PSG and the UEFA Champions League holder, PSG. We've also gone ahead to add we're beating the champions of the Europa Cup. So I mean, give us some respect. Clearly,
What
going into
happened to
that
the
game,
champions of Germany?
champions
I like
of
how
Germany. I mean, we're getting there.
You
Thank
can't
God we're
win
getting
all
there.
of them.
You can't win all of them, exactly. I mean, first game of the Champions League, a lot of these players were playing for the first time. That was their first competition, really. So I mean, the start of the season, that was during our patchy time, if you patchy point, if you remember. Just to say, going into that game, I wasn't filled with a lot of confidence. I looked at the games ahead of me. I said, Barcelona, Arsenal. I'm like, if we can get even a draw in either of the games, I'll be very happy with it. But when I saw what we did against Barcelona, I was quite impressed. Now, people talk about Barcelona's high line and all this crap. This is not Tottenham we're talking about. This is not Angie's high line. This was Barcelona. This is Barcelona, rather, that go and they beat teams for fun. And also, we started the downfall of Liverpool. Let's not forget that. So it's very important to give Maresca and Chelsea. I'm not his biggest fan, but give Maresca and Chelsea their flowers. If there's one team that can beat Arsenal right now in the league, it's Chelsea. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Chelsea, and it will be interesting to see what happens on Sunday. But yeah, the game against Barcelona was an eye opener. I think Estaval is a revolution. We can see that the midfield is working very well. The parts where we have issues, the defense and the goalkeeper, it looks like Fofana and Chalobah potentially look like the real deal until Kobe is back. Sanchez has hardly put a foot wrong this season. His only mistake was against United. The attackers, I mean, they could be better, but I mean, the wingers are putting a shit. I think it's been really good considering the fact that we've not been playing with Cowell and Palmer for most of the season. It's been pretty convincing. I'm happy where we are here.
Yeah, I think that's the most impressive thing about Chelsea so far. Not playing with Palmer. Like I never thought we would be this good without Palmer. But that's it. So I'll move over to the champions elect now. Arsenal. So before
The
this game.
pretenders.
Before this game, to be fair, I actually thought Bayern was going to take care of Arsenal. I was surprised to see what Arsenal did to Bayern. So, Dami, were you that confident going into the game that you guys were going to win?
Sorry, before I touch about Arsenal Bayern, let me just mention something because you talked about how you guys are doing better how you guys are doing okay without Palmer. You know, the stats is there. Chelsea has always been a better team without Palmer. They won more games when Palmer hasn't played. You know, that's why I'm even hoping Palmer gets to start on Sunday. Just put it out there. So I don't know if the only game you lost in Champions League also Palmer played. Just also put it out there. You know, but let's come back to the question you asked. Yeah, so before the game, you know, I didn't expect Arsenal, to be honest, to, you know, just run past Bayern Munich like they were in there. I knew we're not going to lose, but I expected maybe 2-2 draw, a 1-1 draw as usual. At least, you know, the recent time we played them. That's what I expected, but it was a different Arsenal that came out. Because one of the reasons that made me scared, you know, thinking, you know, we should just get a draw was because there was no Gabriel. You know, I just felt Kane would just run riots when he sees
We didn't even see Kane in that game.
yeah, when he sees
Yeah.
Kapi and, you know, Mosquera, whoever was going to play. And of course, I knew that Lewis Kelly was going to play left back. So I thought we were going to have a few. But then again, my Mosquera is a beast. You know, we did. Funny,
But
you know,
I told you about Mosquera now.
and we all knew that Mosquera, you know, was a decent buy eventually, but we didn't know he was this good. You know, one thing that made me a little bit shocked. I don't know if you guys saw the match. Kane typically drove back to the midfield and tried to, you know, connect the pass.
As a first line, yeah.
They will Mosquera and Saliba were following him back to the midfield. And they were winning the balls there. They were not scared that, you know, he would turn, they make a long pass to or make a long pass to Olise, you know, and, you know, eventually, but the moment to score the first goal, I'm like, they know we're losing this match anymore. You know, allowed us not to build their confidence. And, you know, it was a whitewash. I would just rolled over on them like they were in there.
Yeah, so that it was two very good games over the weekend. I'm sorry, midweek. I was really impressed with Arsenal because I never expected that. But for me,
So something to add, Tema. Sorry, I forgot to mention. Company made mention before the game that, you know, everybody knows that Arsenal were dangerous at set pieces and they were ready to practice or
and they can cope with it.
You know, he knows how they were going to.
And they failed miserably.
Literally, the first corner was a problem.
The first corner was a goal. And funny enough, all the corners and set pieces we had, we troubled them. You know, Noah just came to the party. On a normal day, if Gabriel was in that game, I'm sure we would have scored at least 2 more goals, which typically will standard because the Mosquera header that he missed, the Merino header that was off target.
That game could have been 6-1.
It could have easily been.
Yeah, it could have been 6-1.
Yeah. Thereabouts. Yeah. They had just one shot on target.
Yeah.
That's by one shot on target in the whole game.
They had to score a perfect goal. Like that goal was a perfect goal.
Yeah, they pulled out Skelly's error, you know.
Yeah. So like I said, I didn't expect that Arsenal result, but funny enough, I expected Chelsea to beat Barca. Like before that game, I knew we were going. In fact, I was saying it that Barca game was not important to me. The important game is on Sunday. You understand? I didn't really care about that game. I was very, very happy with the result, and I think that result will help, especially Estaval. That result would really, because that result launched him as a Chelsea player. You understand? So, but I expected that win, but I truly didn't expect Arsenal. So, let's look forward to Sunday now. And this fixture, like I said in the intro, I don't think there's been a more important Chelsea Arsenal game like this for a long time. This is actually, we might be seeing the title decider here, because if Chelsea lose to Arsenal, my God,
9 points.
my God, I think we might as well just give them the trophy. So this is a very important game. And if looking back, this is a game Arsenal have dominated. This fixture Arsenal have dominated for some time now.
5 years or so, yeah.
In the last 10 games between these two sides, Chelsea have got just 1 win, 2 draws, and 7 losses. 7 losses. Chelsea's last win against Arsenal came in 2021. And the last home win against Arsenal came in 2018. 2018. So it's one that normally we would look to say this is a game that is favored for Arsenal. But Dami, I want you to tell me, do you think the pressure is on Arsenal to win this game? Or do you think, because of course a draw is not a bad result for Arsenal. So do you think the pressure is on Arsenal or on Chelsea?
Okay, talking about pressure, I don't see, Arsenal being under pressure to win this game because it's just a regular game for us, being honest, because it's Chelsea we're playing. With respect to Stamford Bridge, for us, Stamford Bridge stopped being a fortress and started feeling rather like a comfortable away trip. Just like if I'm going to Burnley or I'm going to Wolves, those places we're not going to lose. And just like you said, the stats don't lie. We're unbeaten in the last 6 Premier League visits at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea haven't beaten us, at home since 2018. That's 7 years. Chelsea haven't beaten us in Stamford Bridge in 2018.
Yeah, 7
That's
years.
7 years of Arsenal arriving in West London and leaving with points. Even when we had red cards, when you had Kante, we had the red card. Remember that Martinelli run from where everybody thought Arsenal were going, Chelsea were going to run riots. We still came out on, we still, got points at that
The
game.
most painful, sorry to touch you, just the most painful one to me was that 2-0 that you guys came back to 2-2.
Where Rice scored one.
Yeah,
Rice and the Modric scored, then Rice and Trossard. So when you combine that with the fact that we've lost just one, just like you also rightly said, we've lost just one of our last 11 games. Because you said 10, but let's stretch it back a little bit. It's actually 11 because we didn't lose that game. We've lost just one of our last 11 league games against Chelsea overall. I'm sorry, but history is wearing red and white for this fixture. There's no reason for me to be under pressure, for the club to be under pressure that I want to face Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. It's just going to be like, it's going to be, I'm trying to be respectful here to Chelsea, but it's just like us when we want to go away to Burnley or go away to Wolves. We should not be under pressure because we have no reason to be scared. It's not a place, you guys are not a boogie team or a place where we're going to go and we're going to be scared, we're going to lose, Like I said, this fixture has red and white written all over it.
So will you take a draw?
A draw will be a bad result for us. We'll get to where we'll talk about it, but a draw will be a bad result for us. It's a place I should comfortably go and win. So if you look at the days when we played Arsenal, so when we played Chelsea and we dropped points at Stamford Bridge, those were the days Arsenal were in bad form. Maybe, we're coming out of 2 straight defeats. Then we'll just meet Chelsea. Then we bounce back up. We had red card against a Chelsea that had the Kante. Remember, and he was just doing like this behind Martinelli. So it's a game we should comfortably. But if it happens to be a draw, it's just like we feel bad the way we felt bad when we drew to Sunderland. That's how we feel. If I meet a Man City and I get a draw, I won't feel bad. But if I meet a Chelsea and I get a draw, it's a day to feel bad as an Arsenal fan.
Okay. Same question to you, Yi. Who do you think is under more pressure to win this game? Do you think, because of the history of this fixture, do you think the pressure is on Chelsea to change things? Do you think it's overdue? We are overdue a win, and do you think that will put more pressure on Chelsea, or do you think because if Arsenal win this game, they literally win the league? So do you think they would be under more pressure?
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think the pressure is on Chelsea to win this game. Now, I laugh when Dami makes this, and it's quite interesting to see that he's very cocky about it. And like a lot of Arsenal fans, they're very cocky about this fixture. He said something about history. Come on, history, really? Something you need to realize is what is in the past.
So when you put history in context, I'm not talking of 50 years
we're putting it in context.
6 years.
The last year, we're talking of last 8 years. That's fine.
Type of history, please. Ahead.
No. I'm not going to Inception. I'm not going back to Inception. I'm talking about last 8 years. The thing about history is that there was a time where you were our wives. We were whooping you left, right, and center.
Right? Bad days,
and that turned turned at some point, right? And now you guys are getting. I mean, not too long ago, we had that 2-0. I think this Chelsea winning you 2-0, you are not coming back. Right now, this Chelsea winning Arsenal in a big game, winning you 2-0, you're not coming back. You're not getting a result. I mean, Chelsea with Mudryk, they're beating you 2-0. So it just tells you something, eh? I think you're sleeping on Chelsea. I think you are sleeping on Chelsea. And I said this in the group. Going before the Barcelona game, I said we're underdogs. While I still stand by the fact that I think we're underdogs, because how do you define an underdog? If you go to the bookies and all of that, who are people actually tipping to win? If I want to put my money, stake $100 on Chelsea or Arsenal winning, the stake for Arsenal winning is going to be way lower than the stake for Chelsea. So Chelsea are underdogs. Let's leave that aside. However, I would say this: you are sleeping on Chelsea because I think Sunday will be a reality check. Because what is a 6 points lead will become a 3 points lead, and it's Stamford Bridge. You are sleeping on Chelsea, and I think even though the pressure is on Chelsea to win the game because of recent history, this will be the turning point. Chelsea are a team that has improved in the last 3 years. We were 11th or 12th under that clown called Potter. Then Poch took us to 6th, and we became 4th last season. We could have easily been 3rd or 2nd for that stupid Jackson. But let's leave that aside. We became 4th last season. So what I see with Chelsea is constant improvement. If you're going to put it on a plot, you see that we are improving. Arsenal have been static. Now, the difference between Arsenal this season, and I agree, Arsenal improved a lot, and last season is the squad depth they have. That's why even when you don't have a striker, or you don't have certain Gabriel is injured, you still seem to be playing well. What I know is that your bad patch will come. Every team will have a bad patch in the season. This might be Liverpool's bad patch, one that is so terrible. Chelsea, I think, have had their bad patch. They could still have one other one before the season ends. But Arsenal will have their bad patch. And we know Arsenal. Arsenal's bad patch is usually capitulation. And I'm telling you now, mark my word, the bad patch starts on Sunday. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. So you touched on something there about people underrating Chelsea, and it's something I see across the board. Like I consume a lot of football content, and I haven't really seen, apart from Chelsea fans, I haven't really seen anybody else say Chelsea will win this game. Why do you
Same
think?
with Barcelona.
Yeah, why
They
do you
don't
think?
learn.
Why do you think they keep doubting this Chelsea team? And
There's
this
something.
this is not the first time. It's been happening for years.
Yeah.
Why
There's
do you
something called
think? Yeah, go
there's
on.
something called recency bias. So there's a narrative about Chelsea in the footballing space. Oh, they spent, you get £2 billion, you get £1 billion, you get £3 billion, whatever the amount they want to call. They spend this, they've been on an experiment. And I agree, a lot of our transfers and all of that is pretty experimental. I agree, there's been a complete overhaul of our team compared from the time that Roman left to now. A complete overhaul. There've been a lot of misses, and there've been a couple of hits. And I would argue that this is the first time, and if we're going to be objective here, this is the first time in the 3 years that Boli led consortium, I would say that I'm looking at this team and I'm seeing a lot more hits than misses. I'm thinking, apart from Liam Delap and who again? Liam Delap, even Garnacho and Jorgensen doesn't start. Looking at even the starting lineup, right?
Yeah.
Jorgensen doesn't start. Even Garnacho that we thought, even Chelsea fans doubted, he's playing well.
He's a hit now.
He's actually playing well. He's a hit so far, exactly. So the starters, I'm looking at the entire team. I can't complain. Even Sanchez, I can't complain. He's doing the basics. He's doing very well.
Is the surprise of the season, my guy.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, you look at this, people are laughing at Caicedo. In fact, the other day they were laughing at Enzo. Now I don't see a lot of people talk about Enzo again because he's banging goals, he's giving assists. He's one of the midfielders in the league with the highest number of assists and goal G&A contributions in the league this season. If you combine with last season too, he's like up there. So you see that a lot of these players are hits. And once you start to see, you see that spine of the team is forming. You have Caicedo. Now I think we long-term, Sanchez won't be the guy, but you have Sanchez, you have Caicedo. Cowell is injured, but let's put Cowell there. You have Cowell. And what we need now, we can get. I mean, Chalobah is this exactly. Yeah. So you can see that spine is already forming, and similar to the spine we had under with Czech, Drogba, Terry, Lampard. These are and the way Arsenal has their keeper. You have Saliba, Gabriel. You have Rice. You have I don't rate their strike again, but you get what I'm talking about. So at the end of the day, every good team has a spine, and you can see the spine forming. Just the reason people underrate Chelsea is because they are sleeping on Chelsea, like I said. They fail to realize that Chelsea have been improving. And I like the fact that we are flying under the radar because when we come, Chelsea fans know we've arrived. But
Yeah,
rival
yeah.
fans don't know.
They will
We're going
catch
to
up.
come. We're going to come like a storm.
Yeah, they will
Exactly.
catch up. So we are going to get into the game now and talk about some key battles in the game. But before that, I wanted to pick your brains. I want each of you to tell me your favorite. Let me not use the word favorite. Let me say your most memorable Arsenal Chelsea or Chelsea Arsenal game. It could be for good, it could be for bad. I just want you to tell me your most memorable Arsenal Chelsea game. Dami.
Okay. I think I will just go for the last time we won a trophy. You know, this is just the same way we saying, you know, people are sleeping on Chelsea because most times everybody just see the Arsenal is supposedly meant to be the better team. I remember the day we met Chelsea, nobody gave Arteta a chance that day. In short, everybody expected
COVID Cup.
whatever you want to call it, everybody expected Chelsea because we're horrible that season. You know, you guys had the better players. We did not have a chance. We're never dreaming of a trophy. You know, just to embarrass us in the final. That's what.
I don't think that's true. That was Frank Lampard. Nobody, no, you can't say nobody gave you a chance.
Lampard, we're not very good
Nobody-
under Lampard.
We had a transfer ban. We had a transfer ban that season. We were playing with
regardless of-
academy. We were playing with academy players. Dami, stop.
True.
Dami,
We're
please.
struggling actually.
Dami, please.
regardless of what you are saying, nobody gave Arsenal a chance.
I
to
don't
win
believe.
season.
No, but it's not like now.
That picked,
I don't think it's like now.
You can't say it like now.
How do you mean like now?
Like the way they underrate Chelsea now.
So I'm saying
Chelsea is better now.
exactly.
Obviously, the Chelsea of now and the Arsenal of 2019 that won the FA Cup. Come on, don't do that now. Do you know who played that left back? Milton.
No, I think the problem, Dami, the problem is the problem is you are still looking at Arsenal being very bad then. But me, I'm saying now that Arsenal are actually very good now. That's why the gap appears to be very wide. Chelsea were not that good then because we just lost Hazard. We couldn't bring in players.
Yeah, we couldn't
we had
couldn't buy
injuries.
anybody. It was
the
a
players you had were very good. Don't forget.
Messi
You
Mount.
had very. So all of a sudden now, Messi Mount is not good. I don't understand.
It was unproven at that point. It was unproven. That was his first season now.
Not true.
It was his first season.
Anyway, go on. I will allow it. Go on.
You know, that is how I see it. Nobody, if I'm being honest, nobody gave. If before the final, nobody said Arsenal was going to come out victorious. That's the truth.
Okay.
You know, even the semi-finals, when we met Man City, everybody, you know, ruled us out.
I remember that one. Yeah.
That season. That was Arteta's first season. That was the first time as a coach ever. So there was no. We're even looking at the coach. Frank Lampard had good, you know, decent history. If you know, but I think what was it? Was it Derby County or so that
Derby County
that he proved himself like he's doing with Coventry now. So there was some sort of background to it. I think I had no background or whatnot, and all of a sudden it became an Aubameyang show, you know, and we lifted our first trophy and only trophy under Arteta so far. That's my best memory about Arsenal in recent time. Yes, I would like to.
Okay. Please give me yours.
I'm sure you know what my one is now. But there are too many, but let me just count. Let me just say two. The first one, the one.
He said one. Let's not give two. Give it as one. He said one memory.
Allow me.
Give me one.
The
Just
one on top
one.
of the list is Arsene Wenger's 1000th game where we beat them 6-0. That cannot be replicated again. I think that is etched in history for forever. It's chef's kiss. 6-0.
It was a red card game and it was all over the place, you know.
6-0. 6-0 is no excuse.
It's
give me red card. You're not going to be 6-0.
Bad patches when you have red card. So
no, I'm sorry. Your 1000th game of your most decorated coach. That's embarrassing now. Come on.
That was a memorable
Come
one.
on. Embarrassing.
For me, I think the one I would choose was a loss for Chelsea. It was the game Arsenal beat Chelsea 3-0. That Conte, that when Ozil ran right.
Ozil and Sanchez.
And after that game, Chelsea went on a run like no other, and we won the league.
I think it was 18 or 15 game.
Yeah, it was Conte's first season. After Arsenal beat us in that game, that was when Conte changed to a back three.
Yeah,
that was
when Victor Moses took.
I remember Alonso coming in doing this. I remember that very well. That picture is.
Yeah, that game for me was that 3-0 Arsenal victory. at the Emirates. It was a memorable one for me. So let's get into the game now, guys. So I want us to look at some key battles in this game. I want to start with the Cucurella Saka battle. What are we thinking here? Me, I know Saka is going to end up in Cucurella's pockets, but Dami, let me know what you think.
As you had as usual at the end. I mean, as usual.
No, I think I think it's a fallacy to say as usual. I think one of the worst nightmare that Cucurella has ever had in EPL was against Saka. Was it 4-0 or 5-0 whitewash, where Havertz scored 2 seasons ago. I think it was after that game so that
I remember,
that
yeah.
Saka ran him rugged, But to be fair, I think they met twice after then, and Cucurella has come up on top. They met in Euros final, and they also met last season,
Yeah.
and Cucurella has come out on top. But then again, the thing with Saka is, because of how dynamic he is, and what we've been seeing recently in Arsenal, he doesn't stay just on the right wing anymore. He moves to the left. If they play Madueke goes to the other side, which I likely to happen. It will be a very tough battle. I think Saka will have his chances.
But do you think Saka has been playing well this season? Be honest. This season,
This
I,
season, Saka has not been his best.
Of course, I rate Saka, but this season,
Saka has not been his best. She was injured for a long time. I don't know that's a good excuse, but sometimes players don't come back to hit that peak once they come back from injury. That's just the sad truth. He hasn't been his best, but he has still shown touches. If you give him set piece, it's going to whip in a great cross, like we saw against Bayern Munich. He doesn't run at players like he used to. I don't know if it's the injury scare. Now, once Saka holds the ball, he stops, passes it to the midfield. I don't know why he does that. Before, he's willing to run at it like 50 times, 20 times in a game, and he's not scared to lose the ball and whatnot. But now he's a little bit more cautious.
So with that being said, now, do you still think Saka will come out on top against Cucurella with what you just said?
I think it will be a 50-50 matchup. He's not going to run.
What do you expect Dami to say?
Okay.
No, it's not good. I'm being honest. If it was Saka at top of his game, I would say it will run. That matches you bring up. No, we're going to do a lot of them. That's what I would tell you is going to be a whitewash. Cucurella Saka will be evenly matched because Saka is not on top of his game and it's not running. It's not minus Cucurella. Saka is not running at defenders anymore. He's not beating his man. He's not beating 2 players, 3 players like he used to. So it could not even be Cucurella. It could be any left back there, and the person will hold Saka to ransom.
Okay, so you are not overly confident on that one.
No, I'm not overly confident. Not because Cucurella, because of more Saka.
Forgive me for asking, but I still have to ask. Cucurella Saka, what are you thinking?
We don't need to waste time here. Dembele, there's a penitentiary called Cucurella penitentiary. Dembele is there. Due is there. Yamal just joined. Saka is there.
Saka is there. Definitely.
Let's not forget, Saka is there.
He will go back again. Saka
is there. Saka is there. No, he's there.
You're talking about when they were talking about selling Cucurella when he was not.
His first season.
It's 2 years ago now. Who cares if
that was the first season now? So my point is,
don't do like this distant time.
Last year, Saka went into Cucurella's penitentiary.
Yeah,
I'm going to renew his sentence. So he's going to be serving a double life sentence now. So there are a lot of people there, a lot of right wingers in the world.
Salah,
anytime they meet Salah is down, customer. Anytime they meet Cucurella, they don't. Even if you might win Chelsea, but you see that battle Cucurella, you are not going to win it. It gets to the point where they now start dragging the boys' hair. What is the problem? It's not something. Leave him alone. So we know the winner on that battle is Cucurella's battle. Let's forget about it. Let's not waste time there. Let's move on.
I tend to agree with that as well. I don't think Saka stands a chance, and especially this Cucurella now. The guy is on fire. Like
Saka is not even on form.
Yeah,
what are we saying?
He's on fire right now. So I don't fancy Saka against Cucurella at all. I think Saka in his mind will be dreading on Sunday. The next one I'm going to go to is the one I think everyone is waiting to see. Caicedo versus Rice. Caicedo versus Rice.
That's going to be one, yeah.
To be fair, I rate Rice. I think Rice is a solid Premier League player. But I'll give you guys the floor. Let me start with Uyi on this one. Caicedo versus
Now
Rice.
this one, I'll try and be objective. I think you see Rice against Bayern. You see Rice, right?
Yeah.
He gets the ball, he drives. It's like an engine room. I think if you take out Rice from the Arsenal game, a lot of games that Arsenal
He's
will
your
be
most
winning, he will
important
not win
player.
it.
He's your most
People,
Tema, you said
don't say
Gabriel was
Gabriel,
our
but I
most
disagree.
important player before.
But Gabriel
Now
is
you
not there
switch.
now.
Now you
It's
switch
not,
to
no,
Rice.
no. I cannot be
Further.
I cannot be mentioning a player that is not available.
Okay, that's fine. So he's our second most important player first.
Yes.
Oh no,
yeah.
I am even saying to me, Rice is the most important because maybe last season Gabriel, but this season I think Rice. The reason I say they hear me out is because
I think this season is Gabriel because all their game was corners. As Gabriel comes, now they start to play game.
They remember how to play football.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but no. I mean, you can look at it that way, but I still think Rice. I think if Rice gets injured, there might be something there because we underrate the work rates that Rice has. I mean, that box to box rate is not just an 8. The box is coming back. So usually Zubimendi, everybody shouting Zubimendi. He's coming up with Zubimendi a lot of times too.
Yeah.
I saw it against Bayern. I mean, he's doing a lot of work. So what I think it's going to be pretty split. Caicedo is a beast. We know that. I mean, look at the tackle he gave who was that guy in Barcelona?
Ferran Torres.
Midfield. I think it was Ferran Torres. They came from nowhere and just whoop.
Even Fermin
Even Fermin, look, exactly. It goes to the ground, and I'm like, that's a red card. But you look at it and you see the replay, and it's so clean. So I think Rice would make those runs. He will be successful in a couple of them. And Caicedo will also get, I think it's going to be a speed decision. I think it's going to be very marginal. So I'll be sincere there. Caicedo will have his day. Rice will also have his day. So the most important thing is when Caicedo wins the ball, like he always does, like he usually does, would he be able to spring up a counter like he usually does for us? That would be very important. Or when Rice gets his ball and drives and passes Caicedo, would he be able to create a goal scoring opportunity for Arsenal? So those are the fine matches that I think will decide the game. But I think the game is won or lost in midfield.
Yeah. Dami.
So before I talk about the game, let me just talk about the duel. Let me just touch to what we said. Sometimes Caicedo gets too excited in winning the ball. You saw it against Bayern and it cost a penalty. So which of the Caicedo will turn up? Is it the Caicedo of Bayern? Caicedo of the Caicedo versus Baka. That being said, let's talk about Tema to talk about. I call this the battle of the billion-pound midfielders. One costs 105 million, one costs 150 million. But everyone is rightly focused on Caicedo versus Rice. The duel, the two most pivotal players on that pitch tomorrow on Sunday. But I'll tell you the crucial difference, guys. Yeah, Rice is the facilitator and the difference maker. The stats show that Caicedo is a volume defensive guy. More tackles and interception. Even after our Bayern Munich match, right? Rice also said it that Caicedo, he respects him a lot, but he's a different type of player. He's a 6, full-on 6. Rice is everywhere. Rice can play 6, can play box to box. Anywhere you need him, he's there. He's all over the pitch. But Rice has the higher progressive metrics. The guy, his chances created today, I think is triple of what Caicedo has created in EPL. I think it's 7.
Because Caicedo is 6. I mean, you can't compare that.
Yeah, if Caicedo has
a 6 and he has more goals than Rice as well.
Yes, he has more goals, but Rice creates more chances
with corners.
Don't
forget that.
Free kicks and normal open play. 27 chances created is no beans. There are a lot of wingers that even have that. Big chances too is, I think, almost like 10 big chances created. So regardless of how he creates the chances, it just shows that he's a very versatile player. His long range passing accuracy is crazy. He can score free kicks too. In high pressure situations, you want the player with the influence to turn defense into attack. Because Rice not a kind of 8 that just sits, offensively. You see him at the back, like we rightly said, supporting, the defense also. We have the best defense in the league, only considered 6 in 12 games. Chelsea and Caicedo and the gang might match our intensity, the match intensity, but Rice's ability to create chances, like I keep saying, while running the game will be the difference maker. When it comes to top of the table contest, one thing I always say is influence beats intensity. You guys can try to be, Caicedo can be very intense in the game, give away a foul, give away a penalty or whatnot, but Rice's influence will always top Caicedo's intensity.
Okay, so well, I think it's going to be a very tough one because Rice is an engine. He doesn't get tired. I see Rice running in the 90th minute like he just started the game. He doesn't get tired. He's Caicedo is a beast, but Rice is equally a beast of another dimension. But that being said, I will always back Caicedo. I think especially at home, I think Caicedo is going to dominate this game. If Chelsea wins this game, it's going to be because Caicedo had a good game. So on the flip side, I want us to think about Enzo Fernandez and Zubimendi. What are we thinking about that one?
Mm.
Oye,
Enzo Zubimendi. I think. I mean, there's a lot of.
assuming
I think.
assuming Enzo plays on the 10 because
Yeah,
Maresca
this is
says Palmer is available to start, but I don't think we are believing
yeah,
that. I don't think
yeah.
Palmer will come in such a an intense game after
He'll be on the bench most likely.
so most
Yeah.
likely we would have
Enzo starts.
Rhys James as the other DM and Enzo
I
will
think
be
so.
in
So.
10. Yeah. So with that assumption, what are you thinking about Zubimendi Enzo?
So I think it's going to be interesting because I think, I mean, we see the way Enzo plays his 10. He's not, it's similar to Palmer, but
It doesn't
a bit
stay there.
deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't stay there. So Zubimendi needs to be smart. That's what I have to say. I think it's also a test for Zubimendi. I mean, they rate, I rate Zubimendi too, but I think he's more like a Giorgio kind of DM that is better with distribution. I don't think he's fantastic when it comes to defensive part. I think he's better than Giorgio by far, of course, but I don't think he's
That's
fantastic.
by
He's on
far.
the, yeah, exactly. I don't think he's on the Caicedo or Rodri or even Kante level in terms of defensive, like or Macaulay, defense, or even Vieira, for example. But I mean, he's okay. He does the job, right? So it's going to be interesting how he copes with who picks Enzo and how he copes with Enzo. But I think he needs to not get carried away because if he does and he follows Enzo deep or he leaves his position, then that might be a big problem. So who comes out on top? I think the battle between Caicedo and Rice would also determine who comes out on top there because I think it's going to be a split decision there. I think it's probably going to be split between Enzo and Zubimendi. I think whoever wins in midfield, whether it's Caicedo or Rice, wins it for the 10, essentially. So I think it's going to be evenly split there too.
Dami.
This should not be difficult one to even stress. Zubimendi will come out on top. If you be watching Zubimendi closely, the guy I think is one of the most technically sound six we have in EPL. The guy is too technical. When it comes to how he reads the game, fantastic. He will be all over you like a fly at the same time. And he knows how to give great passes. He can spread the ball, change the direction of the ball. Most of Arsenal's goals that we see, most times it starts from how Zubimendi typically gives that first ball. So I don't think, if it was a Palmer that was there, I've been, a little bit scared, because she has his trickery and whatnot to have fast feet. But Enzo, I think it will be a walk in the park. He's not going to stress. He's not gonna break a sweat.
Just to add, just to elaborate on what Dami said about maybe a lot of games that Arsenal have played this season, just to say that they've had more possession, they've controlled the game. But don't forget, Chelsea are a different breed. Chelsea tried to control the game. We never, under Marissa, we never sit back. Almost never sit back. And now Zubimendi will be faced with a different type. See, controlling the game is different from having to defend sometimes. Zubimendi, I noticed in some games that people have played, he's on the ball and it's like he's not aware. They win the ball off him. Someone will come and I'm like, what's happening here? Guy, you're a DM. No one's around you 360. It happened in a game, it happened twice where one ended up being a foul, but the other one was quite shocking. For a DM, your position is quite critical. So if you do that against Chelsea, someone like Caicedo will nick the ball off you and
Straight
create a
up.
counter-attacking
Yeah.
situation. So I think he's not going to be as easy. He's not going to be a walk in the park like you think that.
Okay.
Well, the next person I want us to talk about, especially Uyi, is this boy we just got from Brazil. This wonder boy. last season I was watching some Palmeiras games and I was seeing what this boy was doing, and I was like, well, I can see something here. And I was hearing all the hype about being the next Neymar. He's been called Messinho since he was 10 years old or whatever. And now we are seeing him in the flesh, and this boy is the truth. Like, I think even opposition fans, they realize that we have one here. So my question for you is, and we've seen how Maresca has been managing him, like he's not really unleashed the boy, and I agree with it in a way, because he's still a kid and this is the Premier League. So my question for you is this: after that Barcelona performance, do you think Estaval starts this game?
I think if he wants to win that game, he has to start because I mean he might not. I think my fear is Maresca would not
No,
play
first of
him.
all, sorry.
Yeah,
First of all, I want you to tell me about Estaval, what you think about this boy, and then answer the question.
I think honestly, I think even rival fans admit this. He's wonderful. He's a gift, and he's a gift in the sense that he's not trying to be like Yamal. I'm not comparing to Yamal in terms of ability or whatever, but I'm just trying to draw some correlations here. But Yamal has the ball, he's quite flamboyant. You understand? He's trying to be flamboyant, trying to juggle the. You know where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Estaval is quite direct. It reminds me of it's like a Willian, like Willian that we had, or
yeah,
Rolls Royce.
yeah.
Willian on similar to Hazard. I mean, Hazard still played around a bit. Estaval is quite direct. He gets the ball. He's not doing a bunch of step overs
So
or
it's
Rabona. He's
so
not doing that. He's just
sorry.
going
It's
direct.
sorry. Uyi,
Yeah,
it's funny you just mentioned Hazard. I remember after he scored that goal against Barca, I
yes.
immediately posted it. I said we have replaced Hazard. That was what I
Hazard,
said.
yes. Yeah. Honestly, he's very direct. And he reminds you of the wingers we had before, Hazard, Willian. Very direct. They don't play around. They get the ball, they go at you, they try to beat you. If they don't beat you, they will go again. They will keep trying to beat you. Similar to what you see Saka doing back then, right? And I love wingers like that. Not like a Sancho that will get the ball and look back and talk. No. Meet your man, face your man. I think for defenders, it's quite a nightmare to face players like that. So I think Estaval is a big deal. I like his part so far. Again, unlike a Yamal that is partying and don't know what he's doing. So why is a church boy?
Urge boy.
I hope he continues to stay like that. He doesn't get carried away by the life in England and London and Europe, and he continues to grow in. I mean, what we've seen so far, I think he's a talent. Two players have been excited about Estaval and Kedri Pires. Kedri Pires is more flamboyant, but now I understand why they kept Estaval. Estaval, if he plays on Sunday, Calafiori has a lot to handle. I think Calafiori has a lot on his hands. Personally, yeah.
So for you, Estaval starts, no question.
Easy, no question. You have to build on his form. Easy.
Okay, so with that being the case, who comes out, Garnacho or a Pedro Neto?
Um, it's tricky. I think Timber is the problem. I think anybody that stays there would suffer a bit. Yeah, I think anybody that stays would suffer. But considering I would just for pace, I may just go with Pedro Neto just for that pace. I'll just go Pedro Neto. But
I
Garnacho
agree.
might. I think I'll go Pedro Neto just for
I
that pace.
agree.
Yeah.
Pace and
But
strength.
I still think Timber is a problem in that
Yeah,
team. That I'm like,
yeah.
I
Dami,
don't know how we're gonna go with that.
Dami, what do you think about our star boy Estaval?
Yes, Estaval is a good player, but I think you guys should calm down on the hype. Like I've said this before, he reminds me of how Madrid were hyping Hendrik. We saw how that has ended now. He's a good player. I don't think he has done anything out of the ordinary yet, but he's on a good path to being being a great player. If he continues that way, he scored in big matches, scored against Liverpool, scored against Barcelona. So it shows that he can turn up in the big games. But unfortunately for him on Sunday, I don't think we're going to see any brilliance from Estaval. There've been better players that have come to meet Calafiori and they all been on board. You saw what he did to Olise and Gnabry in the space of 15, 20 minutes that I was on the pitch. And, Olise was having a field day and he met Calafiori and was like, Babao. Babao. And next thing, we didn't see Olise again. You cannot tell me Estavio is half the player Olise is. Olise has been the best right winger I think in the world, if I know it. And Calafiori made it like, a joke. Yeah, so that's exactly what I expect. But don't take away from Estavio. Estavio, he's a good player.
So you are saying he won't be a problem?
No, it won't be a problem against Calafiori. It won't be a problem.
Okay,
It won't be a
Taj,
problem.
I hope you are watching. You should clip that one, Taj.
It won't be a problem, yeah.
Okay.
So Tema, our producer is already prompting us. I think we should try.
So I think with that we're going to go into the 11 now. So I want us to go through the joint 11 for this game. So starting in goal, Raya or Sanchez? Uyi.
Raya.
Same here.
Okay.
Raya.
Timber or James? Or no? Or is James going to play right back?
I mean, James probably plays in midfield, so let's just go Timber. Timber, we can do Timber or James. It's fine. Actually.
Okay, Timber or James?
Based on this season,
Yeah.
Timber.
Same here, Timber.
Okay. Calafiori, Cucurella.
I'll go Cucurella.
So that's Raya, Timber, Cucurella. So what about the defensive pair? I think we can all agree Saliba is there.
Yeah.
So who joins
Saliba, he's not the most.
So who joins Saliba? Chaloba, Mosquera, or Nkape?
Whoever Asta is bringing is better than all the centre backs.
I think Arsenal's defense. A lot of players like Mosquera, for example. I think Mosquera is a good player, but it might not be as good as it's showing because it's in a very fantastic setup. So that might cover up some lapses. I mean, we've seen even Saliba make mistakes in the past.
Yeah.
So just for that, I'll say Chalobah, because I think Chalobah is doing very well, and that Chelsea defense is so terrible. And even with it being terrible, I mean, we had the second,
Three clean sheets.
second clean sheet in
a row.
the league. Arsenal.
Yeah.
So just a lot.
So
I'll go with Chalobah just for that. Yeah.
I'll go with Nkape because I think it's going to start.
Well, I'm going to break the tie. I'm going to go with Chalobah.
Okay.
So now we have to choose.
Yeah.
We have to choose 3 midfielders. Yeah. I'll make it easier for you guys. I'll tell you the 3 I'm going with, and you tell me your 3. So I'm going with Rice, Caicedo, and Enzo. Dami.
I'm going with Rice, Eze, and Caicedo.
Eze over Enzo?
Yes, that's a 10, yes.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
He's a better creative player. He has better eye for goal. He's going to score out of nothing and he's fine at the back of the net.
Please leave this Arsenal fans. Forget flamboyance. Let's number this season. Rice, Caicedo, and Enzo. Because he scored 1 goal against
This Arsenal fans
against Spurs.
This Arsenal fans,
I'm even ready to discuss that against Burnley.
These Arsenal fans are something else. Jesus Christ. Wait, Dami, are you really saying Eze over Enzo Fernandez?
Let's start from last season. Who was the better player last season? Eze or Enzo?
Enzo, of course. Eze was asleep till
goal contribution. Who had the most goals last season?
Eze was asleep till
Eze now.
Yeah.
Eze didn't have the most goals contribution last season.
Yes, now. Eze scored 80 PL goals. How many did Caicedo score?
Enzo.
Yeah, I think Caicedo. Sorry,
goals and assists.
Open play.
Goals and assists. I said goals and assists.
Goal contribution.
Exactly. You've already picked Enzo, so it's fine. I'm sticking with Eze as my 10.
Okay. So
it's not gonna work out on Sunday. Let it all work out.
Okay. On the right, are we going with Saka or Pedro Neto? I'm just using the normal Chelsea formation. Pedro Neto or Saka?
Based on form, I'll go with Saka's contribution this season. His assists have been mostly corners. It's not been based on
Saka
Based
has
on
not
this
had an
season's form.
assist in the last
Based on this
23
season's form,
games.
I will go with Neto. Based on this season's form, but any other thing I'll go with Saka. But based on this season's form, I'll just go with Neto.
We are
But
talking
I
about this
Neto
season
had
form. We
a
are not
better season than
talking.
Saka so far.
We are talking about
Okay, so Neto.
presently.
So Neto.
Presently. Dami.
Presently,
Okay, so Neto, please.
Saka, I don't. The problem.
Dami, come on now. Let's be
As
real
in,
now.
What do you expect from
Saka,
Dami?
even this season.
Only you said it with your
Only
mouth
this
about
season.
Saka this season.
Yes, I said Saka has not hit his height. The Saka we know does not mean Neto is anywhere close to him.
Have you been watching Neto this season?
I don't understand because
Well,
of
he
what he
doesn't.
did against the Wolves. I'm going with Saka, the star boy. You know, I don't think Pedro is anything close to him. That's the truth.
Okay.
Okay.
On the left, we have Trossard or Garnacho.
The Stars are playing. Let me show.
Yeah,
I
they
know
said
it's-
he's fit.
Yes,
Yeah, they
yes.
said he's
Okay,
fit.
so Trossard.
I think we're in
Trossard.
agreement. I think we're in agreement here. It's Trossard. And up front, we have
Merino.
Pedro or Merino.
Merino. I don't go Merino.
To be as crazy as it sounds, as stupid as
Dami,
it sounds,
may God not punish you. Not let me hear you talk Merino for you. Are you all right?
as stupid as it sounds, is Merino funny enough?
How?
So one thing I've seen with Merino, yeah, to be honest, he turns up in big games. He knows how to play those big games because most times he doesn't have to go and sit in front. He drops to the back, allow people to go to the front, and he makes them shine. Same thing against whoever thought against Bayern Munich, Merino will be that good, and he doesn't get tired.
Well,
You know, so they're looking for center forward to mark. There's nobody to mark. Merino has just this Upamecano that day now.
and that's the reason why I won't pick Merino, because he won't be there. He won't be there.
He still gets involved. He creates assists.
He won't be there. But let me say this about Merino, Sha. Yeah, I've been very, very impressed. You know, that guy is a very, very good player.
Yeah, he's technical.
He's a very technical player, and
pass. You know,
and that guy can score. Just give him a chance. I watched him in Spain as well. He just give him a chance and he will score.
Mm-hmm. The last match we met 1-0, it was Merino that scored the goal.
He's a very effective player, but I will go for João Pedro, yeah. Because
luckily for him, Merino wins this.
I will go for a João Pedro, yeah. Who are you going for?
Merino.
Okay, so we have Raya, Timber, Saliba, Chalobah, Cucurella, Caicedo, Enzo, Rice, Neto or Saka is a toss-up. Neto or Saka, Trossard, and Merino. Well, yep. I think this is a fair. This is a fair one. We'll take that. So now let's go into the predictions now, and I'll start with Dami. You are away, so let me know your score predictions, please.
Okay. And let me give some entrance for the
take your time.
Let me roll the carpets, then give my prediction. Chelsea are just beating Barcelona 3-0. You know, the place is buzzing, you know, but let's keep some perspective on their home form. You know, they failed to win back-to-back league matches at Stamford Bridge this season. Chelsea had never won back-to-back league games at Stamford Bridge this season. They've actually taken a lower percentage of their league points, you know, at home than almost anywhere else. You know, they've collected just 44% of the points at the bridge. You know, so that means that they are statistically a better team away from home. I hear they've got Kopama back. You guys have Kopama. Fantastic, which is great. But until they can prove that they can sustain a home winning run against a serious opposition, because, you know, I think Stamford Bridge is a losing omen for them. It's not an advantage. Arsenal will happily turn up and take all the 3 points. You know, why the best team in London? And to be fair, yeah, you know, you guys, Chelsea fans, wherever you guys are all over the world, I admire.
You're not the best team in London. You're the most informed team in London right now. So please correct your statement.
Semantics, potato. You know, whatever you want to potato. At the moment, we're the best team in London. Look, I admire Chelsea's tenacity. You know, I recognize that Enzo Maresca has made his team start playing with spirits, grinding out results. But this is the moment where the form, the history, and the sheer quality of the league leaders is exactly what you're going to see. We have the better defense, a more consistent manager, and critically one player who can truly terrorize any defense on his day. Chelsea will get one. Chelsea will likely
And
score.
which player are you talking about?
Right.
Which player am I talking about that will
Yeah.
terrorize any defense?
Yeah.
You don't like him now. It's going to work out.
Is it?
No,
I thought it was
look
all
at,
right.
if you guys are walking the beast. You remember he said scored Chelsea this season that you cancelled that goal. He said he's still angry. That world class free kick.
Caicedo's pocket. Caicedo's pocket. Don't worry,
world
he'll
class
be
free
there.
kick. Forgotten that world class free kick he scored. That you guys said it was not a goal. But let's move on. So the truth of the matter is that Arsenal's superior structure and their midfield dominance, led by Declan Rice, obviously, will simply overpower our run through Chelsea. I don't see a draw. I see a statement. It continues. The history holds true, and we'll pull away at the top. We're going to extend our lead from 6 points to 9 points. To wrap it up, my final score is Chelsea 1, Arsenal 2. That's 3 points in the bag and a 9-point lead at the top of the table. Come on, you Gunners.
Okay, so just to piggyback on that, if that happens, will you say you guys have won the league?
Or if that happens,
Yeah.
and Liverpool loses this weekend, we've won the league.
Okay. And in reverse, if you guys lose this game, do you think you still win the league?
I don't even see us losing the game, but let's play to your point. Then I don't think we can win the league. If we lose that
Really?
game, that's not
Really?
yes.
Wow.
We have no right to lose that game.
Okay.
Like the point I've been trying to make, I see, and I'm always honest about this. There are some teams I meet and I'm scared, regardless of where they are on the team. If I meet Liverpool today, I shake. If I meet Man City today, I shake. Wherever I am in the table and I meet Chelsea, I'm super confident that we can't lose to them. We beat you with Edin Ketia.
Okay.
Like Edin Ketia was, running riots in your defense that day now. That's what I'm trying to make you guys understand. That when it comes to Chelsea, was super relaxed. It's not like when we play Tottenham. Regardless of where they are, let them be top first and we're 19th. We know we will not lose to them. That's exactly what
this will be very, very sweet when we beat you guys. God.
So that's exactly where
okay. Uwe, please give me your score prediction.
So just like Dami, I would start off with the prologue. I will start off with this saying also that revenge is a dish best served what cold.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, you said something about your manager being the more consistent of the two managers. I agree with you. That's one thing I really, really agree with you. He's consistent at coming second, and he's going to end this season against second.
Okay.
So let's keep that aside. You have been screaming recent history. Recent history will change on Sunday. Arsenal, I think, will score. They will score one scrappy corner or long throw goal. Maybe. They will score one. But I think my heart is telling me Chelsea will actually embarrass us now and beat them 3-1. That 3-1 they gave Bayern, we beat them 3-1. But, however,
when last did Arsenal concede 3 goals? When last? Almost how many years? Like 3 years?
It will happen. Don't worry now. It will happen now. It takes one day. It takes one day for something to happen. It will happen. I told you your bad form starts now, Sunday. Just whatever that's the point you're on the table. Just mark it down. Your bad form starts on Sunday. But because I am not as delusional as Dami is, I think he's very confident that they'll beat Chelsea. He'll say a lot of what he's saying. But I'm not gonna be as delusional as Dami is. So I would say Chelsea will win that game 2-1. But mark my words, I won't be shocked if it ends up being 3-1 on Sunday.
Okay, so I'll do the same thing for you as well. So if that happens and Chelsea wins 3-1 or whatever, do you think, because you in particular, you've been on the fence on this title race thing. So I want to ask you now, if we win this game on Sunday, are you confident we are in the race and we are going to win it?
Oh yeah, if we win this game on Sunday, I think it's a huge statement. I think it's a huge statement considering the fact that, just to point it out there, that we've with all the big teams we played in the last 3 or 4 months, but Bayern, we beat all of them.
Yeah, the Man U beats you. Don't forget that one. Which one is all the big
Man is
team?
not a
They
big
beat-
team now.
you
Man is not a
started
big
again.
team
You
now.
started
Is
again.
Man U a big team?
Okay,
Is Man
I've
U a
heard
big
you.
team?
It's
Man U
fine.
is
It's
not a
fine.
big
I'm
team.
defend their own
Man is
on.
not a big team, so let's not count Man
If you
U.
say
Man
Man
U
U
is
is
not a
not a
big
big
team. They're not a big team.
but if you
a
had
big
beaten
team.
them, you'd have counted them as the big teams you beat.
No, they're not a big team. They're not a big team. Man are not a big team, so let's leave Man out of the way.
Okay.
All the big teams we play in the last 3 or 4 months or so, we've beaten them. That's that.
Okay.
Then secondly, it's going to be a huge boost if we go into the game on Sunday and actually beat Arsenal. Then it becomes from a 6-point gap to a 3-point gap. Then I strongly believe we're in the title race. And one thing I know about Arsenal is that once they have someone bring down their neck, they capitulate. And that's why I say this is the start of their bad form, and you will be yet to see it.
Okay. And conversely as well, if Chelsea loses this game, do you think that's it? Arsenal have won the league, or do you think
No,
there's still football to be played?
I expect now. The decision is for Arsenal to win the league. I mean, it's been a long time coming, but I think even if they miraculously beat Chelsea on Sunday, miraculously, mark my words, miraculously beat Chelsea on Sunday, they are not going to win this league. Arsenal, everybody, Liverpool are having their bad form. Man City, they are still a bit patchy. Chelsea, I think, have had their bad form at the start of the season, and they might still have 1 or 2 dips here and there.
Yeah.
Arsenal have not had any bad form.
Yeah.
All they need is one injury somewhere, maybe like a Rice, like I said, or one red card somewhere, or one accumulation of
That's
yellow.
not true. We've had so many injuries. We've had
No,
so
now
many injuries.
critical. No.
We've had all types of injuries.
I've just said.
Actually,
No,
I'm
no,
speaking now.
no.
Tema rightly said our best player is injured.
That was
We've
Tema's
lost.
opinion. I'm saying he's right.
We've
I
lost
think he's
Gabriel.
right.
At a
I
point
think
in
he's
time,
right.
you now we don't even have a striker to speak.
You don't
Gyökeres
need a
out.
striker. Do you have a
Havertz is
striker?
out,
Who is
out.
Gyökeres? How many goals?
Jesus
How many
is
goals
out.
did he score last?
So
How many goals did Gyökeres
exactly,
score?
there
How many
was a
goals has he
time.
scored?
I
would
just
have
said
loved.
we don't even have
I
a
would have
striker.
loved for Gyökeres
All
to be there
our
tomorrow
wingers were also
on
injured.
Sunday.
Okay.
My point is, I would love for Gyökeres to be there on Sunday because he's useless.
Okay.
He has Timberland boots. Now one cannot score a goal now. Forget Gyökeres.
So you are saying, regardless of this result, Arsenal cannot win the league?
No, Arsenal can't win the league. Even if they get a 9-point lead on Chelsea, they still won't win the league. They'll capitulate.
Okay. So, well, for me, I think Chelsea will humiliate Arsenal on Sunday. I'm feeling it. It's something I think this result is going to be one that would put everybody on notice. That is what I think is going to happen. And I really don't think Arsenal will score. That would be like the most crazy thing about that game. I really don't think Arsenal will score. My prediction for this game is 3-0 Chelsea.
Oof, okay. We'll be nice to see that.
Yeah, I really think what's going to happen is this result is going to be groundbreaking. That's what I think. So my prediction for this game is a 3-0 Chelsea win. So, and if that happens, boy, and also, what you said is what I think might happen as well. I think if Arsenal lose this game, they'll definitely lose to Aston Villa because they play Villa next, and Villa Villa has been a very tough nut for them to crack. If Arsenal lose this game, this is a downward spiral for them. So it's a very, very important one that Chelsea must win, and I think we are going to win it. So I think we have lost Dami, and we've actually come to the end of the show anyway. So we'll just wrap up. We've given our predictions, and we'll wait on Sunday to see how everything goes, and then we'll come back for a review. So guys, please, if you've enjoyed this video, please, you know what to do. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. That's the only way you can support us, and it's free. Just hit the subscribe button. Like the video. Let us let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know your predictions for this game as well. And with that being said, thank you for watching. Uyi, I don't know if you have any last words. Any
like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Good. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, ciao.